大家好，我是圆圆。嘿，我现在住在台中。对，我决定要体验一下住在台中的生活，然后我只有1个月的时间，会过得很快，我不知道要从哪里开始，所以我决定我先会去找我在台中的朋友，请他们给我一些建议，我应该要看哪一些地方，要去哪里，要做什么。好，走吧。我这个月在台中拍了一个很精彩的 vlog 影片，下礼拜会出来。我做了很多事情，探索了很多新的地方，还有跟很多朋友见面，好期待跟大家分享。有兴趣可以先订阅我的频道哦。但今天的影片，我去找我的好朋友艾伦、Prozy 和小贝，我很想了解他们对台中的看法，为什么决定要在这里定居，台中有什么优缺点，他们会不会说服我长期住在台中呢？ So when you are in Taichung and you need some help, some advice on what to do, who do you go and ask advice to? Oh, these guys!
I don't know who he's talking about.
Alan, Prozy, hi.
大家好，
You represent the foreign YouTubers of Taichung.
没错。
I come to your city for a month,
Yeah.
and I would like to understand more about this city. I need a crash course on what to do in Taichung.
Well, you've come to ask us for the pros and the
The cons.
yeah. So I love Taichung. I think Taichung is the best city in Taiwan, and
I don't.
Francois is very much into the outdoors and hiking and this kind of thing, which Taichung does have a lot of, like right on the doorstep. You've got entry-level hiking in Darken, and then you've got like experienced high-level hiking in Guguan. You've got the hot springs out there. You've got the coastal seascapes of Gamay-Sudi, which are very sort of peaceful and relaxing, good place to take dates or families to go and chill. And then you've got the city itself. The city itself is like very traditional style city life. So you've got bars, you've got restaurants, you've got museums. There are a lot of things to do. If you live here, it can get a bit repetitive and it can get a bit mundane. But tell me a city that doesn't.
That's true. I think that if you have a family, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different places you can take your kids.
Parks are
Parks,
insane.
there's
Like there's
lots of parks.
hundreds of parks in Taichung from the little corner.
Yes, I'm so surprised by this. Like, I feel there's always a street where it's like full of trees and grass,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and you can walk and almost feel like you're in the park, even though you're in the street.
Right.
Yeah, and I think compared to somewhere like Taipei, where Francois has spent like 12 years, that can be like really eye-opening to see a city that's kind of a little bit more expansive than the condensed nature of Taipei.
Can you crash course on the districts of Taichung? Like, what's the main districts and what would you do in each of them?
Well, the main one, I guess the central one, is Central District, and that's kind of known for its older buildings, a lot of interesting little markets. There are interesting bars there. I think it's the most aesthetically pleasing part of Taichung.
Around the train station, it's
Around
still
the
very
train station.
traditional. Yeah, you get like all of the traditional market foods and
Great place to walk around.
a lot of Japanese architecture as well still remains. There's not many modern buildings. But then as you move sort of out of Central District, if you go along the main Taiwan Dadao, the next district you'll come to is Shichi, where then you'll come into like 7th District, Chichi, where it's like the department stores,
The streets are a lot wider and the buildings are a lot more modern and it's expensive.
shopping districts.
Shopping malls.
Would
that
you
kind
say
of thing.
Taichung is built on the Taiwan Dada?
That's
street?
pretty essential street, yeah, I would
Yeah.
say. It's a long street.
So you have Central District, you have Shichu, and then after that you have Shitun.
Shitun is where we used to live.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a good district.
Used to be when we lived there, but then we moved out and the value of pricing houses dropped. But then on either side of those, you've got Nantun, which is again getting more and more like Chi-Chi. That's where Wenshin Forest Park is. IKEA. There's more like
It's a Costco.
developments, Costco, yeah. And on the other side is Beitun and Beichu, where
It's building up very fast. So there's a Costco in Beitun, and that's the fastest growing part in all of Taiwan right now.
yeah, I believe so, yeah.
But like I said, all of these districts, the things that they have mostly in common is that they're great places to raise families.
And talking of pricing, Taichung is very
than
good
Taipei.
very good value for living.
You said your rent is half of my rent in Taipei, right?
Yeah, and I still find that like I
That's
still can't
crazy.
afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say what does Taichung have that Kaohsiung doesn't? Kaohsiung has a coast that you can actually go swimming in. We don't have a coast you can really swim in Taichung.
If you lived in Kaohsiung, you would never go to the beach.
Go to Qijing.
To drink, well, to hang out at the Sunset Bar.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't get in the water.
I'm in a mate.
If you can say both of you 3 good things about Taichung and 3 bad things about Taichung.
Okay, I'll say my 3 good things. The parks, the expansive nature of the streets, it's less claustrophobic than somewhere like Taipei, and it's my home city, so I just love it for being the city that's looked after me for 15 years.
Yeah, I would say one good thing is that because it's central in Taiwan, that like if you want to travel to another city, it's quite easy to do that, right? Like if I lived in Taipei, it'd be annoying. The best part is leaving.
The best part about Taichung is that you can leave easily.
Okay, so that was one of the positive. What else do you have? Alan is in Taichung.
My friends are here. Yeah, but that
Best mates here. That's a.
Yeah, that's the thing about like less to do with the city itself, but like once you live here long enough, you build a community of people that it becomes very difficult to leave that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, good thing.
This place?
Oh.
Yeah, we never think of that, do we? Because we always think it's just too hot anyway.
Yeah, it's hot.
Okay, you guys are so lucky to live in like this kind of weather, you know. November, shorts, t-shirts, like perfect temperature.
What's it like in Taipei?
Not a drop of rain.
Yeah, the rain in Taipei is ridiculous.
Like
I would hate
in
that.
Taipei, it's colder generally and rainy.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, the weather's I would say the weather's a plus. Negatives, it's kind of boring. I think when people move here, that's the biggest complaint I hear.
If you're a boring person, you're going to find it boring, yeah.
The pollution can be quite heavy here. Certain times of the year, the pollution can be quite bad, I think, compared to Taipei. Because it rains so much in Taipei, it kind of cleans out the air.
Yeah. 3 bad things about Taichung. What examples could I choose of things that are bad about Taichung for me?
It's a bit...
My son doesn't live here. I'm lonely. The women are just too beautiful. It makes me feel ugly.
It's okay, Alan. You don't need to have negative things about Taichung.
No. I would say
I think you like it very much.
the rent is a bit.
Rent can be a bit
My
high.
apartment is too small for a 41-year-old man to be living in. I should be more comfortable, but I can't afford it. That's probably the one thing. The MRT is very limited compared to Taipei, but that's gonna get better and better as the generations go on.
Well, okay. I think that was really good to hear your input. For me, you know, it's my day 6 living in Taichung, so I'm still very excited. I feel extremely lucky that I have this chance to visit another city for a month, and my plan is to try a couple of cities like this over the long run. Well, thank you very much for your input. So, Xiaobei,
Hey.
I'm living in your city now.
Yes.
Basically, I have 1 month. I'm in Taichung for 1 month, and I would like to know, from your point of view, what should I do?
Okay.
How should I use my 1 month in Taichung?
So although I live in Jianghua, most people don't realize this. Jianghua City is the northern tip of Jianghua County. Therefore, it takes me about 5 minutes to get into Taichung City. I'm actually in Taichung City pretty much every other day or sometimes every single day.
Okay.
If I want to go shopping, if I want to go eat some fancy food, some big food, more Western style food, this is where I come. So half my time is in Taichung, especially for exploring and biking.
Okay.
For tips on where to go to Taichung, I would definitely first say the outdoor areas. Now most of this is going to be in the mountains. You've got Houli, Heping, and Guguan. Those are all going to be your north and east parts.
Yes.
And they're beautiful. Those are places, there's not too many people there. And you get that kind of like rocky mountain kind of vibe. You get these fresh rivers and amazing air that you just can't get anywhere else.
Okay.
All of those you have to go through Dakang.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dakang's like the little, first gate to all of that, but Dakang's beautiful as well. The whole hiking aspect and how they built all those cool little trails up in the mountains.
Okay.
And there's monkeys.
Yeah. Nice bonus.
For me, I always just advocate for living here in central Taiwan because you can explore everything without going too far.
Yeah.
And you're going to just experience a whole bunch of great weather.
Yeah.
It rains too much up north, it never rains, and it's always too hot down south. Here it's like a perfect place.
How about Taichung City?
I'm not a big kind of city guy. That's why I like to live in Jianghua. Just
More
small
space.
town, more space. But here you're gonna get more Western food. You're gonna get more of your bigger chains, more of your fancy stuff,
Okay.
more of your Michelin stars. I also love the older part of Taichung, which is gonna be more of the train station, Yizhongjie.
Yeah.
Those are really fun, vibrant areas.
All right, got it. Could you give me a couple of like top good things about Taichung and maybe a couple of drawbacks about Taichung
Okay.
that you have in mind?
So the top thing, I think the people are great.
Yeah.
Taichung people, they're still busy enough where they want to get things done, but they're laid back.
Okay.
They're not going to be like your Taipei people. They're not just going to push you down. I mean, people are going to wave. They're going to be happy. Another good thing here is I love traffic here. I drive a car. Driving a car here is nice. Generally, I can always find a parking spot. And if I can't, there's always parking lots. there's lots of parks here. I mean, there's one just around the corner from us. You've got the Wenqin Park, lots of parks. There's the mountain area. For me, it's a big benefit living here is you can live in the city, but be so close to the mountains, so close to nature, and it's a skip away from Miaoli, from Jianghua. The drawbacks, of course, is, well, for me, it's not a drawback. I've heard that the nightlife isn't as fun here. I've heard that the more, bustling young life, and that kind of stuff, but I've got 2 kids. I'm in at 6 p.m.
It's not for you anymore.
It's not for me. I wake up really early, and at that time, that's when lots of people from Taichung go out and exercise, and I get to enjoy that. So most of the drawbacks in Taichung, I don't experience.
Okay.
Oh, if you don't have a vehicle, Taichung actually isn't the best either. So you have to have a scooter.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. It's I wouldn't say it's a drawback, but it's something you have to be aware of, and you have to live that way. If you are in Taichung without a scooter, you're gonna be, it's gonna be hard as a pedestrian.
And what's nice is in lots of these newer areas, like if you go to Nantuan, if you go to what's it called, Zhengfu Lu, just like the main streets, you're gonna notice they're beautiful. They're wide streets, really beautiful. It looks like you're in a really high-end place. But you go to eat, and you're eating Central Taiwan prices
Okay.
for most of the food.
Well, that sounds really good. Thank you very much. Let me try to use all my time for exploring Taichung.
Yes.
OK， 影片到这里了，非常谢谢艾伦、Prosy 还有小贝的建议，我会好好努力去看他们所有建议的地方。如果喜欢的话，可以给我一个赞，请大家订阅我的频道，然后下次见，拜拜。Yeah!